Every day, the boy would play a horseback riding game with his mother, sitting on her back. Soon after, his mother noticed white fur growing around her waist. She looked closely at herself and realized a few strands of her hair had turned white. Then she started noticing white facial hair growing, and even small fangs appearing on her mouth. To her surprise, a mole on her chin also grew some hair. At first, she thought it was just a normal bodily change, not realizing her body was going through a much bigger transformation. She told her husband about the changes, but he thought it was just a normal thing, even though her teeth had changed. Recently, her memory had also started to fade. She couldn't even remember the last time she washed her clothes. One day, she took her son to the park, and suddenly a group of dogs surrounded them. They seemed to recognize her, acting almost like they were seeing one of their own kind, which made her feel strangely comfortable. She ended up playing with the dogs and her son, having a great time. Later, she felt happy, not noticing how much more hair had grown on her face. That evening, while preparing to wash off some paint, she noticed a lump on her backside. It hurt when she pressed on it, and she pulled out a tuft of fur from her tailbone. From that moment, her sense of smell became incredibly sharp. She could easily tell the ingredients of food just by sniffing. Later that night, she sensed something and opened the door to find a group of dogs sitting neatly in the yard. Even when she ate, she started behaving like a dog, occasionally barking uncontrollably. When she saw the strange looks from others, she realized she was starting to resemble a dog more and more. One night, she ran out like a dog, digging furiously in the yard. Her arms were covered in fur, and by then, she had completely transformed into a dog. Seeing his wife covered in dirt, her husband began to notice something was wrong. It turned out she was suffering from severe postpartum depression. With her husband's care and attention, she slowly pulled herself out of her delusional world. In the end, the three of them lived a happy life together.